know that most of what you've seen, read, or heard about Billy the Kid is untrue? My name is Gail Cooper. I'm a medical doctor and forensic psychiatrist. My specialty is murder case consultation for the defense. For 20 years, I've used my expertise to uncover the real Billy the Kid. Researching over 40,000 pages of archival documents and books, I've written the revisionist history. It's shocking, it's liberating, and I've written books demolishing the hoaxes, hijacking the history. My talks will share with you what I've found. Cover-ups, misinformation, and fakery, to use Old West lingo, will bite the dust. 21-year-old Billy Bonney's last pardon plea letter to Governor Lew Wallace from the Santa Fe jail was dated March 27, 1881. Terse with rage, Billy just gives his location as Santa Fe, New Mexico. The next day would be his transport to Mesilla for his hanging trials for the regulator killings of the murderers of his boss, John Tunstall. His indictments were for Sheriff William Brady, his deputy George Hindman, and his posseman Andrew Buckshot Roberts. Wallace had promised him a pardon for these 3 indictments. Billy repeated that promise and underlined that it was the last time that he'd be able to write.
I wrote, Governor Lew Wallace, dear sir, for the last time I ask, will you keep your promise? I start below tomorrow. Send answer by bearer. I signed, yours respect, W. Bonney.
Wallace never responded. If anything, he relished Billy's hanging as ending his risk of exposure as a liar. Wallace also intended to leave his governorship early, unconcerned that Santa Fe ringman Lionel Sheldon would replace him. On March 19, 1881, 8 days before Billy's letter, Wallace wrote to his adult son Henry to have him secure a loan for a territorial mining investments. On March 29, 1881, 2 days after Billy's letter, Wallace wrote to Henry again, obsessing about mining and riches. But Wallace had kept a secret all through the period of Billy's pardon bargain, and going back to 1862, he had pleaded for a pardon for himself. And the recipient was General and later President Ulysses S. Grant. The pardon was for Wallace's disastrous misconduct in the Civil War Battle of Shiloh, Tennessee, begun on April 6, 1862, under Grant. Wallace, as a major general with 7,500 troops, was ordered by Grant to the battlefield. Wallace either got lost in the only mile-and-a-half route or ignored orders and decided that the battle was elsewhere. He never arrived with his desperately needed troops. Grant blamed him for Shiloh's casualties of 23,746 dead and wounded, which was the worst in America to that date. Wallace arrived the next day and the battle was won. But Grant never forgave him. For the rest of Grant's life, with Grant dying in 1885, Wallace pleaded for a pardon, to no avail. So Wallace had put Billy through the agony he knew too well. One can add sadist to Wallace's other repulsive flaws as a narcissist and a hypocrite.